Welcome back to more WWE 2k19 Universe Mode. I'm BrendenPlayz. We're just an episode away until Survivor Series, and tonight on NXT, we prepare for the upcoming Takeover special with a big-time main event with four of the best taking each other on. We'll kick it off with this week's main event first, as we'll see the AOP, Authors of Pain, in action, taking on Aiden English and Kurt Hawkins. Ember Moon will go one-on-one with Paige. Interesting matchup there for Paige. Can she bounce back after an injury? And Cassius Ohno will go one-on-one with Alexander Wolf. So it's going to be AOP picking up a tag team win. Ember Moon too good for Paige, and Ohno defeats Wolf. This week on NXT, the Cruiserweight Champion Tommaso Ciampa will take on Humberto Carrillo. Kairi Sane will go one-on-one against Chelsea Green. Shayna Baszler will take on Rhea Ripley. A couple of big women's matchups there, as of course Baszler prepares for Sane at Takeover. We will see tag team action as the Viking Raiders will take on the Forgotton Sons. Big match of both teams there as we prepare for a triple threat tag team match at Takeover. And speaking of tag teams, it's a double tag team event here tonight as EC3 teams up with Lars Sullivan to take on Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano. Ciampa too good for Carrillo in our opening contest. Kairi Sane defeats Chelsea Green, and Shayna Baszler picks up a much-needed win over Rhea Ripley. Let's get underway. Let's not waste any time as the Viking Raiders are on their way to the ring, and oh wait, from behind! The Forgotton Sons from behind, attacking the Viking Raiders. What is going on here? Wesley Blake and Steve Cutler deciding, you know what, let's not waste any time. Let's get in here and let's fight now. And that's exactly what they're doing. A great start here for the Forgotton Sons, of course, earning their opportunity recently to be a part of the NXT Tag Team Championship match, and they are not wasting this opportunity at all. They're coming after the Tag Team Champions, the Viking Raiders, early on as, oh, what a start there though for the Viking Raiders. Bouncing back quickly after a little scare to start off with. The blindside attack not effective thus far for the Forgotton Sons. This is Ivar in the ring at the moment, and he's the big man but can fly. That's the interesting thing about him. He can move like nobody else you really will see at his size. It's quite incredible. And well, the Viking Raiders have dominated the tag team division. They've yet to be defeated here in NXT, and I really don't know if there is a team right now that can stop them. They're 5 wins in a row, and within those 5 wins they've been able to capture the tag team championships along the way, defeating the Undisputed Era, who realistically they dominated NXT just like the Viking Raiders have been doing. Viking Raiders, no blemishes to their record, but could definitely lose at Takeover when they take on the Forgotton Sons and the Undisputed Era at the same time. A triple threat tag team match for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Now that's going to be very, very difficult for them to hang on to those titles in their first championship defense at Takeovers. Now here's some tag team work, flying crossbody. Wesley Blake taking him down, and a tag's been made. And here comes Eric. Oh, what a Superman punch there from Eric. Right in the jaw of Blake, who's stunned. Into the corner now. Good start here from Eric, and the forearm to follow it up, executing it nicely. And this is good stuff here from the Viking Raiders, who, as we said earlier on, blindsided, but hasn't let that really stop them. I have to say, for the Forgotton Sons, it was probably a smart move to blindside them, to try and get the one-up, considering the fact that the Viking Raiders are undefeated. No one's been able to stop them. Well, how do you beat them? Well, bend the rules a little bit. Attack them from behind, attack them when they're not expecting it, and try and weaken them and inflict a bit of damage before the match even gets underway. It's not a bad idea. It's not a great in terms of sportsmanship and things like that, but, if you want to realistically win, that's probably the way to go about it. Right now, it's Eric just driving knee after knee after knee into Wesley Blake, and he is just feeling the effects of more and more knees. Not much he can do. It's just coming right into the spine over and over and over, and now he might look to try for more, but can't quite capitalize Blake up to the challenge. And Blake trying to pick him up, couldn't quite execute as he misses out as Eric with the counter, and now look out, oh, over the top, and oh, another knee this time, right on the jaw, could have knocked him out. He went down very, very quickly. like a sack of bricks, but he still is standing. I think he's somewhat moving. And now another Superman punch from Eric. This is impressive stuff. Can he finish him off? No, not quite, as Blake with the counter stays alive in this matchup. I think right there and then Eric would have put him away, but fortunately he's able to get a tag now as Cutler gets in, and I gotta say, right in time. Oh, great double team there. They had a neck breaker alongside the suplex at the same time. Very effective stuff, and this is good here from the Forgotton Sons. When they're working together, it's working quite well, but getting isolated on the other side of the ring is not so great. A good power display there by Cutler, able to drag down Eric on the other side of the ring. And now a stomp to follow. Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake really trying to prove themselves. You know, Jackson Riker is of course part of the group as well. He's their leader, and he's looked quite impressive. I truly believe he could be NXT Championship material at one point. I think he's got that ability. He's got a lot of upside about him. What a knee again. Eric has looked impressive, and normally we're talking about how good Ivar is, but Eric has really stepped up and shown that he may be maybe the best guy of the team. I'm not sure. At least tonight he's been incredibly good, and that's quite scary if both guys are performing this good at the same time. You know, we talk about it, how good Ivar is and how he's the key to their success. Well, Eric is showing that he's not just the key, he is also the secret weapon. He is incredibly good, and do not sleep on him, that's for sure. In the corner now goes Cutler, who's been isolated for a while now. And almost a tag has been made. A tag probably would have spelled the end there of any chance of Forgotton Sons of getting back into it. But right now, a desperation clothesline keeps them alive in this match. Drags them to the other side of the corner. The tag has been made. Now we look at the current stats of this team, the Forgotton Sons. Just 3 matches here in NXT, but quickly showing us that they have a bit of potential. 2 wins, 1 loss. Those 2 wins were in a row. So, you know, there's a little bit there for them. You know, they haven't quite proven themselves to be anything truly special. Nice punch again. But, you know, I think they're a team you've got to keep an eye out for. There's just something about them. There's just that little bit there that you can kind of go, okay, I can see this team going somewhere. And it's a huge opportunity for them at Takeover to really step up and prove that they may be able to hang at a top level, because you are coming against 2 of the best tag teams, not just in NXT, but in entire WWE. The Undisputed Era, boasting an 83% win ratio. Not many teams are doing better than that. In fact, no other main roster team is doing better than that right now. So they have been very, very good. And of course, the Viking Raiders yet to lose as Wesley Blake goes to his corner looking for a tag and just taking a bit of a breather, thinking about what's next for him. And Wesley Blake himself has actually had a bit of a disastrous run here in NXT, which is one of the reasons why the name is the Forgotton Sons. He's a guy that has been forgotten about. Of course, he teamed up with Buddy Murphy to form Blake and Murphy a couple of years ago here in NXT. That team had little to no success at all. Jawbreaker. As Wesley Blake was 1 win and 12 losses in that team. So he hasn't had no success at all, but 2 wins in a row since being a part of the Forgotton Sons. It's turning around for him, and with moves like that, you can see why. Leaping off the top of the moonsault, landing straight down on Ivar. A real chance to capitalize, but you can see the punishment, the pain that he's in, not able to go for the cover, and that could be quite costly. Oh, belly to belly connecting. Over the head throw there from Wesley Blake, and this is starting to look quite promising. As we said, a man who has an 18% win ratio, it pretty much means that he's going to lose a hell of a lot more matches than he's going to win, and he really needs to do something to turn things around, and the Forgotton Sons have been able to do that for him. He's showing a lot more promise since joining the group, and a knee, and a forearm right to the back of the head. Now, it's going to be Eric lining him up, and Eric picks him up. No, Blake with the counter stays alive in the match. And a knee right in the spine. Blake picking him up now. Clothesline. Interesting point in this matchup. Does he go for the tag? I think he maybe should have. Instead, he goes up top, realizing maybe I've got a chance to go up high and potentially put this one away. Here he goes! Frog splash off the top! Will that be enough to put him away? He's going to maybe go for the cover here. Here it is. He will. Will this be it? No, broken up there by Ivar. Getting himself involved. And now a scoop slam from Steve Cutler. Nice strength there from him. And now stomping away right in the knees there, putting more pressure. As Ivar rolls to the outside, back body drop down goes Wesley Blake. He has certainly been forgotten about, and he will not be forgotten if he and Steve Cutler can win the Tag Team Championships at Takeover, which is just a few weeks away. This team prepares with the potential opportunity to defeat the champions here tonight. They are looking pretty good. This is quite competitive nonetheless. Eric has looked to try and finish him off multiple times. Is he able to find that big move now? Here he goes. Oh, there it is. A kick right to the spine after picking him up with a full Nelson. Now could be it here. Gotta be all. No, Steve Cutler gets there and breaks it up. Ivar not in the ring. The referee caught them in the mix there. Oh, there it is again. Eric kicking the back of Steve Cutler, and he goes down, and he might be out for a while. Blake is still down. Had a bit of time to recuperate. And a tag's been made, probably the wise idea. Ivar back in. A big man, he can fly off the top, can fly through the ropes, he can do it all. And he might try and put away Wesley Blake here. The tag team champs looking to make it 6 in a row. And that is an impressive number in itself. And they will need to try and retain that figure if they are to be tag team champions long term. Shrugs off Wesley Blake. And oh, a big roundhouse kick, spinning and hitting him right on the jaw. Gotta be it. Surely. Here's the cover. Referee slow position. Steve Cutler able to get there. I don't know what the referee was doing. He was trying to get a good view of the shoulders, and he wasted too much time. Able to get Steve Cutler in, who may have just been decapitated, turning inside and out there with a thunderous clothesline. The match continues on the ring with Wesley Blake now, and Ivar shrugging him off. And a belly-to-belly throw, again executing well. This is good stuff, as Wesley Blake now gonna line him up in the corner. What can he produce? Clothesline! Full head of steam. And oh no, again a counter, and Ivar with a back body drop, now fired up himself. Wants to try and put this away, you think, for the Viking Raiders. 6 in a row looms. More strikes right to the skull, the forehead getting caved in here with his right hands. Excellent stuff on display. The Viking Raiders, can they do it? Ivar picks him up. Oh no, here it comes. Ivar! Oh, head first! Modified pile driver! Drives the skull into the canvas! Not much you can do about that. The Viking Raiders, too good tonight, and they pick up a win over the Forgotton Sons. 6 in a row for the Viking Raiders. They storm on their way to the upcoming Takeover special. They are just running through the competition. They are dominating. They are a scary, scary unit. But the Forgotton Sons, very competitive tonight. I think on another day, they could have won, for sure. They were good, but just couldn't quite capitalize on their small little windows of opportunities. And maybe at Takeover they will be able to do so. But a good learning experience for them nonetheless. The Viking Raiders, a team with plenty of experience, a team with plenty of talent, get it done again. 6 in a row. Can they do it at Takeover? Main event time on tonight's episode of NXT. More tag team action, as we'll have 4 of the absolute top stars here in the brand face each other, as EC3 will team up with the Freak Lars Sullivan. Not sure how this is going to go down, but we'll figure it out in a moment's time, as EC3, yes, he is the NXT champion. EC3 having plenty of success here in NXT, which is exactly what he deserves. He is a star. He is the man of this brand. and he's not afraid to tell you about it, but the fans, well, at times, they've loved what they've seen from him. At other times, they haven't necessarily agreed, but nonetheless, EC3 has turned a lot of heads. The attention is there, and EC3 has been a big name draw for the brand. But the question is, can he sustain it? He has yet to actually defeat the former champion Adam Cole, so some say he's a bit of a paper champion, a little bit lucky to win a fatal 4-way. But that luck will certainly run out if he cannot beat Johnny Gargano at TakeOver coming up. Well, speaking of Adam Cole, Lars Sullivan has had a bone to pick with Cole for a while now, and those two will finally get it on and face each other one-on-one at TakeOver. Lars Sullivan has wanted to get his hands on Adam Cole ever since the Undisputed Era screwed him out of an opportunity for the NXT Championship. And Sullivan, he will be back and ready to take what is truly his, and that is a victory over Adam Cole. A bit of revenge for him, and perhaps a win could seal the deal for him to potentially pick up an NXT Championship match again in the future. Lars Sullivan, he's big, he's bad, he's tough. Not many can stop him. And he has proven to be a real force to be reckoned with here in the brand. Well, here comes the man he'll face at TakeOver. It is Adam Cole. Adam Cole, it just looks a little bit weird, a little bit strange not to see the NXT Championship around his waist. He has been champion for such a long period of time, since around WrestleMania season. He won that championship from Drew McIntyre. And Adam Cole held it all the way until our final TakeOver we saw. But Adam Cole, still at the top of his game, was not pinned or submitted in that fatal 4-way. A little unlucky, but now he'll have to wait. Lars Sullivan stands in his way, and Adam Cole will have to do everything in his power to defeat Sullivan and then get back into the championship picture. Adam Cole, he is a tremendous talent, and he'll have to try and make things right tonight with Johnny Gargano. Is it going to be easy? No, I don't think so, but Gargano and Cole have to coincide tonight and try and win together to gain that last chance for a bit of momentum heading into TakeOver in a few weeks' time. Not sure if they'll get another opportunity to face their NXT TakeOver opponents like they will tonight. So this is a real chance to pick up a win over them and really make your statement, make a big claim heading into the event. EC3 and Adam Cole, the current champion, the former champion, will start things off here tonight. They'll fight it out, and this will be an interesting exchange to get things underway. Potentially a future NXT TakeOver main event here between these two could be coming in the near future. And tonight we'll get a bit of a tease, a bit of a sneak peek of what to expect here in this tag team match. Chopped to the chest here by EC3, and Adam Cole against the ropes. EC3 with an elbow. Nice start there by the champ. This is what he needs to do. He needs to prove himself that he can hang with, a superstar of the caliber of Adam Cole. It's not easy, but EC3 has certainly proven himself to be a real force, a real top star here in the brand, as we spoke about a moment ago. But there's always going to be those question marks about, is he deserving of being champion despite the fact he didn't beat Adam Cole. I think if he can beat Johnny Gargano, who's a multiple-time Cruiserweight champion, tag team champion, if he can beat him at TakeOver, that'll be enough for me, for EC3 to prove himself to be worthy of that championship. EC3, his record has been pretty immaculate, 77% win ratio, and he certainly has made a big impact since coming into the brand immediately. He's had his confrontations with Adam Cole in the past, including putting him through a table at a TakeOver. So EC3 has certainly proved that he's not afraid to back down from the big challenge and come up against the big names. As Cole with a knee in the back of EC3's head. Well, historically, Adam Cole's 71% win ratio, which is very impressive considering the length of time he's been around for, but you'd actually think Adam Cole would have had a lot more matches than he has. He's only had 17 matches throughout his Universe Mode career, which really is not that many considering the amount of time that he's been around for. Adam Cole's had the luxury of hiding behind the Undisputed Era and having them do his dirty work for him for a long time. He still has that luxury, but he kind of has to step up and do it himself a little bit now that he's no longer the champion. Has to get in the ring and prove himself. As Johnny Gargano works away on his TakeOver opponent, EC3. Gargano just loves championship gold. He's obsessed with being a champion. And he's never really come after the NXT Championship in the past. He's been more focused on the Cruiserweight Championship. He now believes he's ready for the next chapter in his career, and that is to become NXT Champion. He's been Cruiserweight Champion on a couple occasions now. He's had some epic rivalries, epic battles with the likes of Grand Metalik and Tommaso Ciampa. And now it's time for him to step up and move on to bigger and better things in his mind, and that is trying to take down EC3. Moment, bit of stalemate between the two as Johnny Gargano gets EC3 into the corner, and Gargano trying to do something there, but EC3, so much power and strength that he's got, able to wrestle and shrug off Johnny Gargano, and beautifully executing, sweeping up the leg and taking him down swiftly as EC3 looking to stay on the attack here. It's a backbreaker there on Gargano. Nicely executed there by EC3. EC3 looking to try and get to the corner here, tagging Lars Sullivan, who's been on a steady rise after a rough start to his career. He's learning, he's got a lot more experience. Lars Sullivan really starting to become a major force here in the brand. And you get the feeling if he can defeat Adam Cole at Takeover, that will be a career-defining victory. That'll be a win that, that'll go down in history for him for a long time. That'll be a win that he'll never forget, because that will be the win that, in my opinion, puts him on the map officially as a top star in NXT. More stomps here by EC3, working away on Johnny Gargano, as now the knee right to the side of the head as well. Now driven to the back of the skull. This is good stuff here from EC3. No surprises. The champion on his game here tonight. He's preparing and readying himself for Takeover, knowing how big of an occasion that is. Nicely done again, driving Gargano headfirst into the canvas. Now maybe perhaps looking for the 1%er here. EC3 going to drive him up, and he can't quite capitalize as Gargano with a counter. Drop kick. Couldn't quite get it all. Drop kicks are not EC3's forte by all means. He's not exactly a high flyer or anything like that. He's more of a ground and pound and just get in your face and slap you around type of guy. As Gargano now with the submission applied. EC3 hasn't got a great defense to submissions, and that may be a real strategy that Gargano will look to exploit. Bit of a loophole in EC3's game. I just think if Gargano can get the Gargano escape at Takeover, that will be enough to secure a win, as now the big man, the freak, is in. Lars Sullivan! But instead, Gargano with a clothesline takes him off his feet. Well, that's exactly what Lars Sullivan was looking for. Couldn't quite find it. Gargano too quick. Took down Sullivan himself, and now he's got a real chance. Chance to keep the offense going, a chance to perhaps secure a win here for the team. Back body drop, down goes Gargano. Lars Sullivan now back in the fight. Sullivan, can he produce something here? Gargano really stunned him with that clothesline, and Sullivan's going to try and work himself back into it. Now into the corner, and an uppercut there. Lars Sullivan hurt. EC3 nowhere to be found, can't tag him in. It's all up to Lars. He's trying to fight Johnny Gargano off here, and Sullivan with a big splash into the corner. A stinger-like splash in the corner, but with a lot more force and a lot more size about it. Lars Sullivan splashing into Johnny Gargano, but Gargano not letting it deter him. Here he comes, spins out, and drives him headfirst into the mat. Sullivan hurting, Sullivan down, and Johnny Gargano stomping away. And now here it is, Gargano escape. Johnny Gargano trying to finish it off, but EC3 right there to break it up. There's no way he's going to let Johnny Gargano pick up a win just before Takeover right in front of him. Gargano was staring into the eyes of EC3 when he had that submission applied. There was no way he was going to just stand back and watch. Adam Cole trying to get it done though, trying to sneak in, capitalize. Cole would love to just get one more little victory over Lars. He's done it before. He's cheated his way to a victory in the past. One more win would just probably be the icing on the cake, really, just to get inside the mind, get in the head of Lars Sullivan, who's still quite vulnerable. He's still very young in terms of his, career here in the WWE, and these types of things, these types of rivals can really affect you quite greatly. And I think Adam Cole's been able to do that. Lars Sullivan has been obsessed with him for about 3 months now. So Sullivan, if he was to lose again here tonight, I think that would almost crush his confidence. And that's something that he cannot afford to lose heading into a big matchup. Sullivan back to his feet. Adam Cole's been all over him though. Sullivan's had no offense, and again another forearm to the corner. Sullivan in trouble. Adam Cole looking the goods. And Cole drives the knee into Sullivan. And he's getting a little bit cocky now. Enjoying this little momentum shift. Getting the crowd behind him as well. But Sullivan, oh no! Sullivan picks him up with a big freak slam! The Freak putting on a show! And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he steals a win of his own. Drives Adam Cole all the way to hell with a huge slam, and the Freak picks up a massive win. He has pinned the former champion clean in the middle of the ring. Unbelievable stuff. It could have been over earlier on when Johnny Gargano had the escape applied. EC3 not letting it happen. Adam Cole getting in and just getting a little bit arrogant. Just feeling as though it was a little bit too easy for him and just not remaining focused. Lars Sullivan noticed a small little window and he took it. He picked him up, drilled him into the canvas and picked up the 1-2-3. He had a small little chance. He capitalized and he got the win. Sullivan does it again. And that may be a massive, massive shift in momentum heading into the favor of Lars Sullivan. Cole with another loss. What is going on for Adam Cole? He's got a lot to answer for at TakeOver coming up soon. But first, we have Survivor Series. That'll be coming up next year on Universe Mode. Do not miss it. It will be live on Twitch. BrendenPlayz is the Twitch name, twitch.tv/BrendenPlayz. And also check out the website, BrendenPlayz.com, for the full Survivor Series match card. And we'll have more details about that in a separate video coming up very, very soon, where we'll have the official match times and start times for Survivor Series. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this episode of Universe Mode. Leave a like on it and subscribe to see more. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next one.